The 10 plagues. The first plague, water to blood. The Nile River turns red as people look on in shock. First, God turned the Nile River into blood. The water became undrinkable and the fish died. But Pharaoh still said no. The second plague, frogs. Frogs hop everywhere, on tables, beds, and streets. Then came frogs everywhere. Pharaoh begged for the frogs to go, but when they left, he hardened his heart again. The third plague, gnats. Tiny gnats swarm over people and animals. The dust of the land became gnats, covering everyone. Yet Pharaoh would not listen. The fourth plague, flies. Clouds of flies buzz around Pharaoh's palace. Next, swarms of flies filled Egypt, but Pharaoh's heart stayed hard. The fifth plague, livestock die. Cows and sheep fall ill in the fields. God struck the Egyptians' animals, but none of the Israelites' animals were harmed. Still, Pharaoh refused. The sixth plague, boils. People are shown in pain with sores on their skin. Painful boils broke out on the Egyptians, but Pharaoh would not let the Israelites go. The seventh plague, hail. Hailstones crashed down, destroying crops and trees. God sent a storm of hail and fire, ruining the land. Pharaoh promised to let the people go, but changed his mind. The eighth plague, locusts. Locusts swarm and devour all the crops. Locusts covered the land, eating everything green. Yet Pharaoh's heart stayed stubborn. The ninth plague, darkness. The land is completely dark, except for light in the Israelites' homes. For 3 days, darkness covered Egypt, but Pharaoh still refused to listen. The 10th plague, death of the firstborn. An angel of death moves through Egypt. Israelites place lamb's blood on their doors. Finally, God sent the last plague, the death of every firstborn in Egypt. But the Israelites were saved by marking their doors with lamb's blood. This became the first Passover. Freedom. The Israelites leave Egypt, joyful and free. After the 10th plague, Pharaoh let the Israelites go. God had shown his power and love for his people, leading them to freedom. The Israelites journey into the wilderness, following a pillar of cloud. The story of the 10 plagues reminds us of God's justice and his faithfulness to those who trust him. Thank you for joining us in this time of reflection and prayer. May these words bring peace and comfort to your heart. Until next time, may you walk in the light of love, grace, and divine peace.